in 12th grade, we have like this thing called Mr. Cherokee, which is essentially just like a dude, like, show off, like do a talent or whatever. Especially like a bunch of dudes like get up there and they're like, we do like a dance and then everyone does a talent. But I'm like, it's time to present for the puss. Yeah. So I learned how to do the moonwalk, full Michael Jackson get up. Mm-hmm. Did Billie Jean live.
You know what makes me very uncomfortable? Like dudes that learn how to dance just to learn how to dance.
Right.
That is.
I also
so
do that.
creepy.
I also was doing that.
You did that too?
I was doing that, but all of them, I'm like, well, eventually it's gonna be for the puss.
Okay.
It's like I'm doing it in my room. I'm like, I learned how to do a pin drop, which is like you like kind of like put your one foot in between your like the back of your knee and go that way. So you land on that foot and then you just spin up. So it looks cool as hell. And you do it at a wedding, then everyone's like, I'm fucking moist, dude. You see, he just spun. He's hammered too. He didn't even fall down. How did he do that?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Man, women don't have to do anything.
For the puss?
Yeah, they just get it.
It just comes included.
I don't know. Women do like everything for it. You know what I mean? Like,
they do
walking around in high heels. Like everything about a woman's clothing and get up hurts, and it's all for that.
It's all for the puss?
It is, because it's all for each other, right? And then like whoever is elevated as the top puss is like presented, you know?
Yeah.
The prime. Yeah. Prime puss.
That's puss prime?
Yes.
Bezos.
Yeah.
Sign up for puss prime. It was on puss prime if they started like their own like hooker or prostitution thing apart with Amazon.
Yeah.
They should get into that.
Yeah,
they have enough power. They have enough puss power. They can change some laws.
Yeah.
Make like prostitution somewhat like medically legal.
Yeah, I need to.
It's like this guy's gonna shoot up a school. Let him get a little primetime puss.
Yeah.
Send him one.
Yeah.
I need to get my own Puss Prime account. I share hers.
Yeah. That's when you want to order the secret stuff.
Yeah. I think we're ready to start the podcast.
Yes.
A little Puss Prime action.
Mm-hmm.
New phrase. I've never heard that before.
No.
Let's go. Welcome back to Chakra Poppers. We're doing it again.
Yeah.
Back in the saddle again. Oh, and we have a big announcement to make.
Yeah.
We just got picked up by a podcast network. We're now a part of Rockfin.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you very much, man. It's
That's
pretty
cool.
exciting. So the way Rockfin works is basically like Patreon, but instead of only being able to get our exclusive high-end stuff, every content creator that's on Rockfin, you get their premium stuff as well with the subscription.
You can elevate your life.
Yeah.
So it's a whole bunch. It's a bundle.
It's a bundle. We're bundled.
We're
bundled. Yeah, bundled in. There's
yes.
like Eddie Bravo's on there.
Nice.
Yeah. And then Sam Tripoli with his podcast on there. He got a couple podcasts on there. So yeah, we're part of a bundle now. We're in a podcast bundle.
Yeah, look at us.
Look at us go. So I'll get back to the introduction. Welcome back to Chakra Poppers. Mm-hmm. I am Sidney. I am sitting next to Ansley. And today our guest is none other than the Cody Wright. What is up?
What's going on, guys? Thank you very much for having me.
Dude,
very excited to be here.
Very much for being here, man.
Yeah.
I love it that you're here. And are you familiar with the podcast?
Yes. I've listened to quite a few episodes.
Hell yeah.
Most of them today. Trying to prep, and awesome. I'll be honest, I'm like, I don't know how. I heard the questions, and I'm like, I don't know how to fucking answer that. I'm really hoping that there's something spiritual that comes in and like just helps, because I'm scared.
Yeah, well, I mean, hopefully, I'm Cody, I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
Yes. Absolutely.
I know you're saying that, but I think you're kind of not. I hear everything you say. Like I said, I listened to the podcast. I know you want failure, and I might be your guy, dude. I might be the guy to give it to you.
No, we want your chakras open. We want you flowing.
Well, we're gonna give it everything we got.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get these boys open.
And if you're not familiar with the podcast, which Cody is, basically the premise is to prove that you can have any type of sense of humor, and this one's going to be a test. This guy's got quite a, I would say you have a pretty eclectic sense of humor. You're all over the place. You're a pretty funny guy.
Thanks, man.
You know, and I want to see some of that darker stuff get enlightened. So we're trying to prove that you can have any sense of humor, but still reach enlightenment And we do that by popping open the chakras of our guest, who today is Cody, from the bottom chakra up. And then we like to see what happens. Did we do it?
We're mad scientists.
Someone follows me around for the next day with a camera and a gun. It's like, I think he's fine. He's doing something weird. Should I shoot him?
So everybody gets the same questions. And Ace, you ready?
Yes.
Take it away.
Cody, what situation or event did you learn the most information from?
Okay. So there's a negative and a positive one. Like when I was young, I went to Jamaica in like middle school, and that was a positive one because like I met this dude named Winston who worked at the resort, and he was my boy. He taught me how to treat people. I think I was already taught all this, but for some reason, coming from a Jamaican, I'm like, you're so, yeah, of course, dude, you're right. It's like, don't ever like step on people. He's like, don't smoke weed, don't smoke ganja. I smoke it. It's fine that I do, but you just stick to booze. He was wrong about that. I'll get to that in a second. But like generally just the idea of like, yo, just like go into everything with a pure heart and treat people right, and you'll be all right in life. I was like, okay, gotcha. But then like, I don't know, kind of a piece of shit a little bit. More so just, I guess I just had issue. I got a DUI. Second DUI is probably when I'll learn to.
Second DUI?
Yeah.
And the second DUI was the one that gave you the lesson?
Yeah, the first, obviously, unless.
That's a practice DUI.
Unless I get a third, in which case then I didn't learn anything yet. But I think the first, I would have said that about the first one, but now I got two. So since we're at the second one, I think it's opened chakras.
Yeah. Well, the first one just gets you in the game.
Yeah, exactly. The first one was like, I legit got my second one because I did my math wrong. Because I was like, still doing open mics. I'm like, well, I got to drink a little bit. And then I was like, well, once you have one DUI for 10 years, it gets off your record.
Ooh.
I was off by like 6 months.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I like forgot. I was like, oh, I'm good now. And then I got another DUI. I was like, well, I'm good though. It's number one all over again. They're like, nah, it's number two. And also that's not true. They're like,
none of that?
Yeah, it's like, it's off your record, but as soon as you get a second one, they're like, yeah, we can.
Oh, we remember that first one.
Yeah, we definitely It's 10 years and we have a computer, so I don't know why that would wear off.
I thought for sure when he said I did my math wrong, he was going to be like, well, I drank
I know.
one drink more than I should have. But
no.
Nah, I missed the cutoff by 6 months.
No, I drank a lot more than I should have that night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I was stressed out. A little stressed.
So what were the consequences of the second DUI?
Second DUI. Oh, so luckily, I'm a very lucky guy for doing with 2 DUIs. I got mine the day they switched all the laws because originally it's 2 years license suspension, some jail time, this that. I only got 1 year license. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I got fucked over. I got 1 year license suspended. I still have a breathalyzer. This is 4 years ago. Still got a breathalyzer on my car.
That's how you have to start it? You have to start your car all the time with the breathalyzer?
Really?
Yeah. And I was on a date.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's got to be...
It wasn't even a date. I'm trying to start going on dates with this girl, but I picked her up and like I completely forgot that this was... I'm like, I can't believe she wants me to give her a ride. And then I'm like, oh, fuck, hopefully this thing doesn't... Because it goes off while I drive. And
what do you mean it goes off?
Like in the middle of driving, it'll be like, boop, boop, boop. Like, and I gotta assemble it. I gotta put it... And there's parts to it. I gotta assemble it. Put it together like the golden monkey at the end of Legends of the Hidden Temple. And then I gotta...
You have to like pull over and do all
No,
this.
I don't pull over. I keep driving because I don't have enough time. Otherwise, like, it charges me $90. So
what?
I'm putting this together. If I'm smoking a
Wait,
cigarette...
what do you mean? I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt your momentum, but what do you mean you don't have enough time and it charges you $90?
Like, it'll go off if you don't hit it. And then it'll be like, all right, you have time to pull over. But, I mean, you can't stop. You got to just keep going, dude. That's not the way of life. You just got to keep rolling. I'm going to pull over. If I had to do that every time, I would literally just be on the side of the road coming back. It would never work out. I would never be able to go anywhere. I would just be stuck blowing into this thing.
So, but you can't keep it assembled.
No, it's just like one part at the top. But it's just like, where do you put all this shit in your car? And also, I'm an exterminator. So there's pesticides.
Gotcha.
Kind of everywhere too. So I'm like terrified. I'm definitely putting pesticides in my body. But yeah, like it just goes off. So she was in the car. It went off. She's like, "Oh my God, what's that?" I'm like, "It's my breathalyzer." And I'm like, "You got to blow into it like 1, 2, 3, and then suck in 1, 2, 3, and then blow back in that same amount of time. So when it goes off, she goes, "Oh my God, are you drunk right now?" And I have that delay.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, while I'm having a hard time like getting around, like if I'm driving in the city and I have a big truck and I'm not doing a good job, so I'm just like, "Oh, hold on a second," and then I'm like, no, I just used to do that. She's like, "Okay, no, that's cool."
Oh my God.
Yeah, so
that is wild.
The rules that they put on people that like
I would
get caught, it's like crazy. It's
I
like,
might as well just be drunk driving around.
Yeah.
It was a lot less frequent.
yeah, it's wild.
I had no idea that those things you had to re-blow in them while you were driving.
Yeah, I thought you did it to start
Just
your
to
car.
start.
Yeah.
And
That
that's
seems
it.
safer.
Yeah. Well, I guess their theory is like someone will start it for them
Yeah.
and then let them drive home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That person, there's no way that person's getting in the car with him.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like curling. It's just like, hopefully he gets right where he needs to park.
That's wild. Okay, so if you had to basically distill what it is that you learned from, we'll say both of those two situations.
Yeah.
Winston, that angel, that Jamaican angel.
Yes.
Winston. Or
boy.
what was Jimmy D. Cricket? What was he? A conscience?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can he be a Jamaican conscience? Jamaican-conscience?
I honestly think that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was like something else too. Like it's something I learned that I don't even know how to describe. Like there's a vibe that I've caught from it where I'm like when I got home, it was kind of weird. I was like, I felt like I became Jamaican a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
and people stopped that in middle school really quickly. I was like smiling. They're like, "What are you so smiling?" I'm like, "No, nothing."
You had a Jamaican smile.
I might have been like, "Yo, man," one time, and so I was like, "Cut that the fuck out." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, sorry, man."
Watch you on.
I still have like 3 beads right here.
Yeah. You do got an island vibe. You feel very breezy.
I think that's where it came from. I don't think I was very islandy vibey until then.
Okay, Winston.
And he not only that, but like I was like I'd wake up in such like a good mood. I was able to I was in such a happy place after that whole vacation. I started to be able to lucid dream.
Ooh,
like control my dreams exactly how I wanted to, which I think that's probably what started the bad stuff. Because you could just do whatever you want, no consequences in a dream.
Wow.
I wasn't doing anything crazy. I'd be like motorcycle nerds rope and that girl from class on the back.
Dude, how funny would it be if every time he went to sleep, he had to blow into a breathalyzer before his dreams?
It goes off while I'm dreaming. Like, oh,
No, I'm not drunk. I just have to do this.
that hasn't happened yet, but I was listening to, I guess, Spotify while sleeping one time, and in my dream, like my dream stopped and was like, click this for if you want to 30 minutes of uninterrupted dreaming. I guess it must have been playing, and I just like kind of put my own little thing on it.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's island vibes from my boy Winston.
Okay, and then what lessons did you like? How would you distill the lessons that you got from the second DUI?
I definitely learned that like there's a reason why I'm going out. I'm like I didn't know I had like insecurities or like was anxious. I was just like, no, I like to go out, and when I'm there, I like to drink. And that's what that is. That's who I am. And I'm like, oh no, it's just like coping mechanisms and shit like that. And then just when I couldn't drive, it was also matched up perfectly with pandemic and stuff. Wow. So everybody wasn't able to do anything, which so was able to slow down my life because my first DUI, I was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm still going out. I'm still doing comedy. I'm still doing everything. It was a time where I learned how to slow everything down and kind of like get a better, I think I'm still in the middle of learning what I'm learning because there's some other shit going on with it, but it's just like happening too close to me for me to figure out what it is.
Okay.
But I think from all the DUI stuff, it's just like, I have shit, like, I don't know if it's bipolarism or something. Like when I get going, I want to giddy up and go. Yeah. You know? So it's like trying to not crush that, but like just take out like the danger. Like I don't want to peak too high, you know. I want it to. Yeah. And also the low. Like it's a weird thing. Like I get so pumped up sometimes. I'll be listening to jock jams, by myself. But there's like wires that are connected wrong, and I'll cry to jock. I'll start crying to jock
Get
jams.
up and dance now. Come on.
Yeah. It's really, but it's like I'm like, hell yeah, and it's just like tears coming down. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
That's wild, man. I can't wait till the second DUI settles so we can have you back on the show to really explain this.
Yeah.
I'm pretty pumped about that. But first of all, and also thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, man.
That is awesome. I tell you what, we've never had those two things for would have talked to those.
No,
That's
no.
new. That's
Yes.
brand new. And all right.
I'm going for the new guys.
Yeah, yeah. So now, Cody, I'm sure you know, now we pop open these chakras from the bottom chakra up. And I have to say this, the bottom chakra is definitely located in and around the butthole. Are you okay with having that opened?
It's kind of always ready.
Okay, well, I have to blow into it.
Yeah. Nah, you're not allowed to, dude. Don't try to get me in trouble with the law, dude. I gotta blow this to myself. Good thing I have scoliosis. It helps me get back there.
All right, Ace, take it away.
Yes. So Cody, how did you learn to overcome fear?
Ooh. So it's not always like I can't constantly overcome fear. There's certain things that I'm like, all right, that fear takes that one. Because I think it's I think use it almost like you weaponize fear, you know?
Okay.
Sometimes like, what is it? I'm trying to put it in the words. Like fear kind of like demands something from you. Any situation that you feel fear, it's demanding a commitment out of you. And I'm sure there's other situations, but like specifically stand up. It's like, I know it's on the other side of that fear. I know what the consequences are. I know that I like it. It's worth it. It's always has been since I was a little kid. I always liked entertaining people one way or another. So I understand that, like, where the fear is, and the fear is the consequence. I'm like, all right, well, I can actually just use that fear to kind of make sure that I'm prepared for that. Like if I'm like nervous about a stand-up thing, it's like, well, are you not prepared? Are you not committed to this? Like, why are you afraid right now? But then there's other things like sharks.
There you go.
Like I want to be a surfer.
Yeah.
I did want to be a surfer.
Wait, you're not a surfer?
I can't. I try. I sit on a board out in the surf, and I'm so afraid of sharks that like I'll be happy. You know, you think you're doing the cool thing where your feet are dangling in the water. You're just like, I can't wait for the next set, dude. And then set's coming in, and like you're just like, what if a fucking shark bites my leg off? And that's all you can think of the entire time you're out there, to the point you get a migraine. So I was the dude, I would just lay on the board the whole time.
Yeah.
Which then you just look like a fucking dork. I'm like, I'm just laying here. Like, I'm just like afraid to sit up on it. And then so what I would counteract that, I would try to be like, you know, do a funny thing. So I'd be on my board and I would fake like seal noises and go, ooh, ooh, and like try to imitate exactly what a shark would attack.
Yes.
Which then would only make me scareder, but also takes away the scaredness of looking like an idiot. So basically I was setting myself to get eaten by a shark.
What do you think Winston would say if he found out that you had a migraine on a surfboard?
I think he probably would have prescribed me some dank ass weed. I think he would have been like, actually,
Now's
you know what,
the time.
this is. He gives me like a joint. He's like, the time is right. You'll know what to do with it. And then I break it out and it's wet. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
But
well, can you remember a time in your life when you were the most scared? Also, before you even say that, when you said you got a weaponized fear, that was very Batman-ish.
Yeah. It's not. Oh, shit. Like Batman when he's like, when Morgan Freeman gets mad at him. When he's like, dude, you can't do all this shit. Dude, it's doing too much.
I was thinking more like Batman the animated series, like I Am the Night.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
That guy, like
right.
I am what you should fear.
Yes. No, okay, yeah. So like the shit that I'm down and I'm committed to, and no matter what happens, I'll take it. Like I used to want to be in the NHL. I wanted to play a goalie, and early on, I was like, if I get hit in the neck with a puck and it kills me, that's fine.
Okay. Have you ever had a desire to do something that didn't go with your long hair? Because that's like surfing, goaling.
Yeah.
I'm like, you
think-
look like these things.
See, when you say something like that, there's a new fear. I might only just be, my hair might be in control of everything I do. Because it's been like since like I had it long throughout like elementary school, and then middle school, took a break, got long again in like 9th grade, took a break from like 9th grade to 12th, and I haven't cut it since.
Wow.
So, yeah, I think my whole life is just fucking based off of this hair.
Yeah. When did you go to Jamaica?
I was in middle school. I actually went twice. I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
I met a guy named Lemon back then. He wasn't. The lesson I learned then, I'm like, they love free shit when they work there. I could go up and get like whatever I wanted from the resort.
Yeah.
So I would just go up, get him fucking hot dogs. I'm like, here you go, Lemon. And he'd be like, this guy. I think that's what set me right with the spirits of Jamaica. And then next time I went, they're like, here's a more valuable one with a better lesson.
It's a more valuable one.
Upgraded.
Yeah.
Upgraded
Who knows, dude?
lemon.
Who knows?
Well, when life gives you lemons.
Yeah.
And then you have to wait for Winston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As the saying goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, can you remember a time in your life when you were the most scared?
I think like somewhat now in a more realistic, because now I'm like starting to that feeling of invulnerableness of like, you know, being in high school and college and all that is finally starting to wear thin.
Yeah.
And I had it I graduated college like 6 years ago, so I'm like, it's still here.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of going away. So like recently I'm like generally having like trying to distract myself from the feeling of being like, if you fuck up again, because now I'm living at my mom's. I'm like, say I move out, my mom, you know, whatever, moves on, dies, whatever. I don't know, no longer have that. I'm like, you'll be homeless very fucking quickly if you just kind of keep doing what you're doing. And I'll be honest, that's been kind of the more terrifying thought I've had in a while, because everything else is like, there's an alien in my backyard.
Yeah.
and it's a certain,
Still goes with the long hair.
it's from a certain.
So does the homelessness, by the way.
Yeah, true.
I'm just prepping.
Yeah. Don't get ready, stay ready.
Maybe that's the key. Maybe I'll stop worrying if I cut my hair.
Don't cut the hair.
All right.
Or cut the hair. I don't know. I'm not gonna micromanage. I had long hair, and when I cut it, it was I felt so free.
Really?
Yeah, it was because, as you were saying, I couldn't believe how much of my life revolved around my hair.
Right.
And I didn't realize that until I cut it.
Oh my
And
God.
like the first day where I didn't have to like bring a hair thing,
Yeah.
or worry about how I sat down against something,
Right.
or just like everything. It was just like, oh my God, I'm free.
Throwing gum like over your shoulder, not worried
Dude,
about
that was yes. I started chewing gum again.
spitting it over the side of your shoulder. Like, I don't give a shit.
Dude, but it's like yeah, so many of those things that you got to worry about. Anything that you eat that could like
Yeah,
it's wild. It's
Dude,
spaghetti. You gotta be careful with spaghetti.
If you don't
can't
have a
slurp
hair,
noodles.
if you don't have a hair tie and you're trying to have a meal, that's tough.
Yeah,
If it's not a sandwich and you're getting like this in there as well.
yeah. It's
I've eaten my hair. I'm like a snake that eats itself.
I've definitely chewed on it like a cow chewing cud. I've cutted my hair a couple of times, but we'll call that a fear chakra pop.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. Ace, keep it moving.
All right. This next, we're at the pelvis chakra. So, Cody, this is a segment we like to call My Bad. It's an opportunity for you to apologize to a person, place, or thing in order to set your karma back to neutral.
So we just got done doing Cody's Patreon episode of Chakra Poppers After Dark, and it was a hoot. Cody, did you have a good time?
Dude, I was popping left and right.
Left
You heard
and
it.
right.
You heard it.
You
heard
felt it. You
felt
felt
all
it.
those pops, man.
Yeah. And $1 gets you all of our exclusive content. But you can also hop over to Rockfin, where you can get all of the premium content of not just Chakra Poppers, but everybody who's on the platform of Rockfin. So you have Rockfin, you have our Patreon. The choice is yours, people. And also check out Cody's weed comedy game show, Take a Rip, on Ganja Game Show platform on YouTube.
Yeah.
And anything else, Cody?
Right.Cody on Instagram.
Hell yeah.
That'll do it.
All right. And now we're going to get back to this episode and find out who or what Cody has to apologize to.
Oh man, I have a few things I need to apologize for.
Couldn't imagine somebody with a DUI having to apologize for that.
I got nothing to apologize about that. Actually, I was a dickhead to the cop, but who gels their hair as a cop? I'm not apologizing to that dickhead, dude. That's the only thing I kept going after. Like, so you gelled your hair before work today? Cool, man. Fucking good job on getting me on DUI. I pulled over for you.
Yeah.
But
he's an Officer Poonhound over here.
Okay. So I was on Matt and John, who's been on the podcast, Matt Peoples and John Montag, That Rules podcast. I was on doing an episode of theirs. And at the time, I had been getting wind from my customers. I'm an exterminator. And my customers were telling me that there's another extermination company. My company's called Mugabug.
Okay.
And they said there's another Mugabug going around calling them, trying to like take them as clients. And I was like, what the fuck? So I was on their podcast. I'm like, let's give them a call. Let's see if it's true or not. So I called pretending just to be like a customer. Mm-hmm. And like, they were like, I'm like, is this Mugabug Marlton? They like, it seemed like she was saying like, yeah, like she was about to like take my information. I'm like, are you guys the owners of Mugabug and Marlton? And she's like, yeah. And then I freaked the fuck out on her because I'm like, no, that's me, you fucking idiot. Yeah. You guys are pieces of shit. And she's like, hold on. And then like her voice, like at first I thought she was going to be like, just hang up or like be like, try to get out of it. But like be stuck or like apologize. I don't know. But she gets the manager and it just seemed like it was like a huge misunderstanding.
Okay.
Like they had, cause like, she's like, we bought it from the person who died. And I'm like, my dad died and I took over. So like, to me, it sounded like they were saying like, yeah, your dad died. We're lying to people saying that we bought your business and we're getting your customers. So when I flipped out on her, the guy was like, no, and he explained it to me and we go back and listen to the thing. Cause I'm like, no, she definitely fucking, they're caught. We got them. Yeah. And then like go back to the recording and it's just me flipping out on this poor woman. Like I called her a huge piece of shit. Like I'm like, my dad died and now you're telling everybody that you're stealing I owe her an apology.
Okay, but before you distribute this apology, what is does their company actually have a different name?
No, it's Mugabug. Mugabug, mine's Mugabug Extermination. Theirs is Mugabug Pest Control. We've been around for 20 years. They've been around for 6.
Was there? Yeah. Who did?
Wait, maybe I don't
owe
them an apology. Maybe they owe me money.
Maybe.
Talk to a lawyer before I apologize to these guys.
I think you should. This is the first time on Chakra Poppers that the apology needed legal counsel.
Yes, that's true.
Like it might be. It might not be financially prudent for you to apologize to them, but if you feel like.
No, now I want to change something. I want to change it now.
But you can at least apologize for the way you talk to her.
Yeah, that's more. I want to apologize. That's what I was more like, wrong or right. I gotta stop doing that.
Yeah.
So I apologize to everybody that I've ever done that to.
Yeah.
There we go.
Does that work? Like if like Austin, a friend of mine, he was working when I got my DUI. I had to get other people to drive my truck when my license was suspended.
Yeah.
And he had offered to do so. And we were driving, and then there was a cop behind us, and he's like, "What should I do?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I got warrants out for my arrest." I'm like, and I flipped out on him. I'm like, "Why the fuck would you offer to drive my car with warrants?" And then I realized I go over the top. You know what? I definitely apologize to Austin. Yeah, because he was just trying to help out.
Also, he was trying to live on the edge a little bit.
He was having a good time. He needed some material, you know?
Riding dirty with a dude with 2 DUIs and warrants.
I was switching it back and forth between him and another alcoholic that some days we'd both blow into it and we're like, I guess no work today.
Yeah.
So I also apologized to my mom, who's like the CEO of the business. Sorry about all those rescheduling you had to do.
That was 3 apologies.
I know, they just keep coming.
Oh, I'm so sorry, everybody. Also killed a squirrel by accident. Sorry.
Jeez.
Yeah, I tried to save it.
What?
Blew into it. It was like, you're drunk.
It was on the...
Oh my God. catch Cody on the side of the road blowing squirrel.
Yo, I legit thought about giving this squirrel mouth to mouth, but he had yellow teeth. I'm like, no. I'm like, he's gonna wake up and bite in the inside of my mouth. I felt so bad though. I was at a customer's house, and there was like they had a kayak like up against a tree like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I hear something. I'm like, there's something in there. And I look, and there's just like a squirrel looking at me. I'm like, there's a fucking squirrel in there.
Yeah.
She's like, okay. I'm like, well, I'm gonna try to get it out because there's like still water in there. And he could tell. I'm like, I don't know how long it's been in there. And when I put the kayak level, she was trying to give me bad information. She owes the squirrel an apology. At least 50% of it, because like if she wasn't there, I would have been able to save the squirrel. She's like, no, do it like this. I'm like, okay, customer's always right. And fucking ended up basically like the squirrel didn't really like couldn't get a grip mentally or physically. And basically I was trying to like get him up to the seat, and I don't know if he was tired, but at one point he like looked me in the eyes and just like put his head back into the water. And I don't know if he killed himself because he was so. That was a fear shocker. I fear shocked to like I shut it. It popped on the inside, and then she's like going to get something to, like so I could like pick it up, and I'm like I watched like the life leave its eyes. I'm like, oh no, dude, don't do this to me. And she brings me like a stick, like a net or whatever, and I'm like, 1, 2, 3. At this point, it's already stiff, dude. He's like stiffing up. I'm crying. I'm like, you know, when you try to swallow your tears with your eyes, like you're like, I don't want to cry in front of my customer, like, because like there's one thing if you're like you cry in front of a customer, but if you're an exterminator that's crying because you killed a squirrel, she didn't give a shit. She was like, yeah, I guess just toss him in the lake. And I'm like, no, I grabbed the box and I put it in there. I took him home and buried him, gave him a proper burial, which I cried again at.
Yeah.
He said a few words. I'm like,
popped on jock jam.
That's the funniest thing. I figured if I'm ever like an actor, it would be cool because I'd be like, all right, before a scene, if I have to like get myself to cry, it'd be like, good vibrations, just a sweet sensation.
Oh man, what a method actor he turned out to be. And a chakra pop.
Yeah,
that is a
multiple
pelvis
times.
chakra pop.
Boom,
Holy
shakaraka.
Yeah, Ace, keep it moving.
All right, we are to the gut chakra. So, Cody, how do you move past disappointment either in yourself or in loved ones?
Dude, when I lost that squirrel, I swear to God, dude, it was a week. It was a week of me just being like, man, dude, I can't believe that thing fucking trusted me. And he didn't trust me, though. I couldn't tell him, like, yeah, I don't really deal with it well, to be honest. Actually, but that's not fully true because I'll have, like, terrible sets, and I'll be able to figure out, I'm like, well, I learned this.
Okay.
You know? So I guess that's what it is. It's, I'm really good at finding the good and the bad. Disappointment is a tricky one, though. It depends, like, what can I do? Like, like I'm disappointed now that I'm living back in my mom's house, and I'm trying to find a new place to move into. But just because I'm looking for it, I still feel like shit. I still feel disappointed.
Yeah.
Which I used to not give a shit about. I think it's his second DUI. It's like, you guys get the fuck out of your mom's house.
Yeah.
Start doing some shit.
So how are you dealing with that then? How are you?
Been playing a lot of online poker. I did smoking weed helps. I've been talking to this guy who's involved with a cult.
What?
Nah, I just made that one up.
Okay. But the long hair.
Yeah,
It was so believable.
Yeah.
I think I bet you if I cut my hair, I'll feel fine. I'll be like, oh, there goes all the disappointment. It was just lodged in here.
Yes.
The roots grow deep. I think that's what it is. Like the longer it goes out, the further it goes in. But yeah, so I mean, what do you guys do with disappointment? Like when you get disappointed over if you lose a fight or if you lose a fight to her, what do you?
I'm big on the action steps. Like, okay, what have I learned? What am I going to do better next time? Like, So taking some sort of action is what does it? Because that's what I'm trying to figure out, and mines are always just like, what about over here though? Like it's completely different action. Yeah.
Because it's almost like some of it I just can't handle in the moment. So I need a little bit of time, and then some action.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I always like to ask people in this segment, so did you do when you were younger, did you do any type of a sport or maybe performance art where you have a disappointment that still lingers in your mind?
I played ice hockey growing up. I was a goalie. It's the 6th and 7th grade of my ice hockey career. We were like in the seat of it. We lost every single game by like 7 goals. And I was the goalie. Every single fucking game by 7 goals. But like at the same time, like
that's 2 hat tricks for a goalie.
Yeah.
And also, but it wouldn't happen until like the 3rd period. Like I'd be fine until the end of the 2nd period, but it was like 70 shots versus 12.
Yeah.
So like our team just sucked. But the disappointing, like I'd have like people come in like, well, you can't stand on your head for one game. I'm like, you fucking do it. You go play the thing. But it was just like, kept for 2 years. I was just like, because I also wanted to be in the NHL.
Yeah.
So I was just super fucking disappointed. I'm like, this isn't gonna happen anytime soon.
Wait, so you were shutting them out for the first 2 periods?
No.
And then the 3rd period
Yes.
is where you racked up.
It would be like 2-0 going into the 3rd. I'm like, all right, we still have it. And then like our team is completely just gives up. And then it's like fucking open season.
The other team had too many tries.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna figure it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's tired. They just keep shooting. And I'm like, I'm fucking. It would be like at that point, I'm like, I'm not getting the rebounds. They're popping out.
Yeah.
The guy's wide open.
That's
rough.
That is rough.
Yeah.
That is rough.
The only thing that held me out through that entire thing that if anyone talks about it, they don't mention my goaling. They're like, you're all right. But they tell like this one time we were losing 6-0. There was a kid on a breakaway from his own circles. And he was just skating with his head down. And I'm like, fuck this. I hate my team. So I just skated out, met him at the blue line and clotheslined him. And it got the best reaction I've ever, like, stand up or anything. That was my favorite thing I ever fucking did. Because the kid didn't look up to the last second, and I clotheslined him, but I got a cross-checking penalty, which is impossible for a goalie because you can't grab the other side.
Yeah.
So I was pretty proud of myself. I got a cross-checking penalty as a goalie.
That's pretty sick.
But
yeah.
It would have also been funny if the puck like slid into
it almost,
the goal.
dude. I think it hit the post. But if it did go into the goal, then no penalty. I'm off the hook.
That'd have been sick.
Yeah.
That'd have been sick. Man, thank you for sharing again.
Yeah.
Ace, swallow that liquid. Now keep it moving.
All right. We're to the heart chakra. So Cody, what have you learned from grief?
Oh. Well, there's all sorts of kinds of grief.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that my dad died. I learned that like in that kind of situation, I'm more of like let's celebrate the life, and then like years down the road, I'll be like, oh geez, I didn't process that the right way.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, yeah, no, we're celebrating his life. It's like, I'm just drinking. I'm just drinking with a bunch of people that are like, tell that story about him again. Yeah. Just avoiding shit like that. But then there's like the girl, like a girlfriend will leave you. And then that person's like still living a life. Like that was like a choice for them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's worse. That was what was weird. It like lined up. I'm like, it sucks that I'm like more bummed out about this girl leaving me than my dad dying, which didn't like, I know what I'm supposed to do, but my feelings don't do it. And I get like, why is that happening?
Yeah. But I like the way you said that because what you said earlier, because like your dad didn't choose to die.
Right.
Right. So that's like, I don't want to say easier.
Unless he kept drinking all those chemicals and was just like, fuck this family, dude.
Yeah, I'm breaking up with my family right now. So we need to see other fucking existences.
Who knows what he did in that garage, man?
Yeah. But yeah, no, when like that is a tough grief, like when somebody leaves you because you have to deal with the fact that person has chosen to no longer have you in their life.
Right.
That's tough.
Yeah, it was tough. Like I was trying to make a bit into it. It never really went too well, but it was just like it sucks. Like I know my dad didn't leave me because I have a tiny penis. You know, it's like it was just one of those things because you're not. Yeah, it's not. It's I guess it's less selfish. So it's less to. Yeah. Like less about you and more about like that's how that went. So I guess like if there's like stuff that's unsettled and it can be settled, I guess that's unsettling for me.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I don't know how to argue with that. That's like the definition of the word.
I said it 3 times. How can I possibly? I just like settle.
Wow,
You know what I'm talking about?
Wow, so wise. This guy really knows his shit.
Uh-huh.
I have it hidden in my hair.
Yeah. All right. So, so celebrate. You celebrate the life, and then for the disappointment of your girlfriend breaking up with you, you dealt with that by, or what you learned from that was rather.
Yeah. That's more so like you gotta kind of let things go. You know, like there's certain things that like you can think about it all you want and think about how it should have went down, how you should have probably handled it, what they may. I mean, it might not benefit you to think this, but maybe stuff that they did. I mean, it could benefit you if you're like what they did that you don't like that made you do that. It's like you're not supposed to blame other people, but like at the same time, it's like, well, if that's what's gonna trigger me and I can't be around that if that's just like, and until I figure it, or I gotta figure what that is and stop it from happening and shit.
I would say we can make this rule now. If a couple mutually splits apart, nobody gets to blame anybody.
Right.
But if somebody breaks up with you, you can blame them for whatever you want going forward.
Yeah. I agree with that. Well, it depends though, because what about a mutual fight where it was just like not good? It was like, or like a mutual breakup and it was because of like a mutual fight. They just don't see eye to eye. Because that's both people are going to be like, fuck that person.
Well, then you both get to.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Right?
Tell everybody.
That works, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Blame
get
them.
that out there.
Yeah.
Let's get that out there as relationship etiquette.
Yes.
Yeah, we'd be like, all right, you get this many Facebook statuses, you get this many tweets, you get about 5 stories, you get the last one, it's gotta be with a potential other person, and then you gotta block them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
then,
it. You got your shots in, 5 rounds.
Your last post has
End
to
it.
end with the phrase, but I'm over it.
Yeah.
All right, and then thank you for sharing, man.
Thank you, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Grief chakra popped. That's a heart chakra popped wide open.
Mm-hmm.
We're popping them. We're
I
popping
legit-
them left and right.
Yeah.
I legit felt something.
Oh, hell yeah.
Aw.
That's what's up.
Wow.
Yeah. Could be the pesticides.
Yeah, it's just one artery just clogged.
Yeah. All right, Ace, keep it moving.
All right, we're to the throat chakra. So, Cody, what's a favorite lie that you have told or tell? Extra karmic points if it's still in rotation.
It's kind of in rotation. When I was in high school, I was coming back from prom. I got super lost before like GPSs or anything. I just had a flip phone.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought you just stayed on Atlantic City Expressway and you eventually just hit a sign that says Marlton. That's not how that happens. So I drove like fucking 2 hours down that the wrong
way?
What's that?
Were you on the wrong way?
I was going, I passed it by like at least an hour and a half.
Holy shit.
Phone's about to die. At this point, I ran out of money for the tolls, so I couldn't even ask like the toll booth because I was just going by the change one, throwing a penny in. And
Yeah.
if anyone said shit, I'm like, must have fell on the floor.
Yeah.
I gave myself the name Toll Bandit because I never got anything for it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm the fucking Toll Bandit. But no, I told people that I pulled off into a shopping center and I took a GPS out of a person's car who had their window down, left a note saying, sorry, text me your address and I'll send you a new one. And everyone believes it. And like I still see people from high school like, remember when you stole that GPS out of the car and then you say, I'm like, yep, that happened.
Oh, wait, so you that was your explanation for how you finally got to your destination?
Yeah, like I got lost. I told everyone that I got lost.
Yeah.
So yeah, weirdly, I didn't lie about me, like get myself out of looking like an idiot.
Yeah.
I just added one.
You added a crime to your stupidity.
Yeah. Yeah, I made it more dangerous.
Yeah.
That way, I guess in my mind, because when you tell them afterwards, like, all right, at least you're not that crazy, but I still got lost.
Not only did you drive the wrong direction, you lied the wrong direction.
Yeah. But I thought it was cool. Like, people signed my yearbook, like, I can't believe you just stole that GPS. And, like, my life is a lie. And to this day, like, when I see people, like, I'll either, depending who they are, it's either funnier to keep it going
Yeah.
or to let them know that I did. He's like, wait, why would you even lie about that?
Yeah, that's wild.
I was really, I guess I wasn't a good liar.
I mean, but it's like, it's so bad, it's good. It's believable.
Most of my, yeah, exactly. Like, whenever I lied, it was never, like, really about something that mattered.
Yeah.
Like, for some reason, I don't. This is gonna be a weird one to get through, but I was like hanging out with my one buddy, and right around the time it was when I found out we were in like elementary school, maybe in like 2nd or 1st grade. But I found out it's like if you're a dude, you want to have a big dick. Didn't really know why.
Yeah.
So we were hanging out, and I found like, dude, I think it was like like a tool pack thing.
Yeah.
And I grabbed it, took the tools out, and I stuffed my pants with it. And I was like, yeah, dude, I have a huge dick.
And he was like, just discovered you have to have a huge dick.
Yeah, I was just like, I have a, like, I wonder what his, like, I was like, his parents were like, they're like, this kid got like a fucking tool belt leaking out of his pants. I'm like, just got a huge dick now, you know how that just happened. Still, like, and we never talked about it ever afterwards, and we're still kind of friends. And now I make jokes about having a small dick. So I wonder where he's at mentally with all this. Just like, did it shrink? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, 'cause he has to have remembered that because it must have, like, it was weird. It was a weird thing for me to do. You know, like, it's like, yeah, at one point he put it, like, he just had like a big dick for a little bit, and then the next day it was just not there.
Holy shit. Man, those are 2 victimless lies.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
Those are the
Great.
best lies.
That's why they kind of stay in rotation. Every now and again, I'm like, yeah, my dick's huge.
Yes. Yes. I think this is why we designed this podcast.
I know.
Holy shit. That is a throat chakra popped twice.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most.
I know.
This is the most popped.
Yes.
Up to this point,
Yes.
nobody has been this popped up to this point ever on this podcast. This is why.
Dude, I keep popping over here.
Once he pops.
Yeah, I can't stop.
Oh, my ass is a Pringle can. Is that what you're
Yes. Not his dick.
Yeah.
No, that can only pop once, and then the joke's over.
All right, Ace, keep it moving.
All right, we are to the 3rd eye chakra, so we're out of the physical into the metaphysical.
Ooh.
So, Cody, what's something that you've always thought of as separate, but as you've grown up, you've learned it's really the same?
God, I was waiting. I hope you guys did switch to this question. That's probably the time, because I swear to God, I've been thinking about this for 3 hours, and the only thing I came up with was women's underwear and women's bathing suits. Which is not metaphysical or anything. It's just like, I'm like, no, dude, the women's bathing suits and women's underwear, same thing. They just...
My 7-year-old daughters have asked me the same thing. They don't get it either.
Yeah.
They're like, how come I'm allowed outside in a bathing suit and I can't go outside in my underwear? And I'm just like, it's the way it is.
Because you're not near the beach, you know, it's going to be weird.
Yeah.
That's literally legit. I'm like, what else is there? Like, I was trying to get real. I mean, one thing I got to that wasn't just that was like, like I got to have.
Before you say that, I don't want you, because I want to just say that answer was beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Like in its simplicity and in its poignancy.
Yeah.
Because like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What the fuck? Women's bathing suits and women's underwear. What the fuck? You
Yeah.
know? But okay,
It's kind of like the same thing with cereal. With like, most important meal of the day. It's just like a lie to get sell more shit.
Yeah.
You know? Because otherwise, dude, we're all just using bathing suits and undergarments for the same thing. Goodbye, bathing suit companies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think it should be? You think bathing suits should be underwear or underwear should be bathing suits?
Collab. Fucking buy them like Amazon bought Whole Foods. I don't know which one makes more money.
Bathing suits or underwear?
Yeah.
You think bathing suits should buy underwear or underwear should buy bathing suits? They should just collab?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there'll be ones, you know, like I'm sure like Hanes will buy like a certain type of bathing suits, but then like Reefs will buy the Fruit of the Loom.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be like a smorgasbord of who could eat who. You know, the bigger fish gets the underwear company.
Okay.
Underwear company better. Victoria's Secret, they're getting a fucking bathing suit company. They probably already
probably
did.
have them.
They already
They
have.
do.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. It's been done.
Yeah.
Your business idea has been done.
Shit.
Don't you hate when that happens?
Oh yeah, dude. One time I invented Google. We were using Google to like look up, like, oh, we could do this.
Yeah. And ironically, Victoria's Secrets, they call their bathing suit line Mugabug.
Yeah.
What a coincidence.
I can start selling bathing suits.
Yeah.
These ones are pesticides free. What about those ones? Little pesticides on them.
Okay, so what was your other one that you kind of came up with?
So like I was thinking like, just like when I realized 2 people arguing with each other, and they continue to fight a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They're usually arguing because they're like almost the same person. They have such like a similar quality. Like it's like at first I always thought like they're arguing because they're so different, but then a lot of the times when I looked at it, it was always like, oh, it's actually they're arguing because they're almost exactly the same.
Yeah.
And it's basically just like the universe being like, here's a mirror image of everything that you fucking hate.
Yeah.
But you don't take it in like that. You're just like, fuck that guy. It's the universe giving you an opportunity. It's like, all right, you have a rapport with this person. You can kind of like, if you guys do it the proper way, you can learn from each other.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when you let it fester and there's not open communication, and one person, like if they're usually both of them are unwilling to do whatever they got to do to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see that's like a hard thing to say that it combines, but
No,
I mean,
dude, it's brilliant. You're
Yeah.
blowing my mind over
Yeah.
here. I mean, because like at the very core of what's going on, they're both willing to argue,
Uh-huh.
which puts them in the category of enough of
Yes.
the same. They're
Exactly.
both willing to ruin everybody else's time around them
Yeah.
Yeah.
in that moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure.
dude, I had my old boss, like I worked at the seafood manufacturer, and we made crab cakes, and the dad, it was like owned by a family, the dad and like two brothers, who would always fight over ideas and shit, and I was just a working guy that they would like get in fights over. Like they got into a fist fight. We'd make like lunch after work, and we'd keep it in the fridge for like leftovers, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Max is like, yo, throw all that shit out, which is the son. It's like, throw all that shit out. I go to throw it out. I throw it out. The dad goes, why the fuck did you throw all that shit out? I'm like, Max told me to. And then they're fighting like, well, fucking take it out of the trash can. And Max like, don't fucking take it out of the trash can. So I'm like getting pulled over like, you guys fight. And then they end up started like fist fighting.
Oh man.
And
Wow. Did you have long hair?
yes.
Oh, guys, don't fight. Guys.
Yeah, it was. I think so. I think it was a little bit like, yeah, they were like swinging over me. It's like,
Holy shit.
like, you guys are the same.
Yeah.
This will make sense someday.
Yeah, you're both scaring the fuck out of me.
Yeah, that's what it was. They were very similar. I thought like, wow, what two different people? Yet they put that same fear in me.
It's awesome. Goodness gracious.
Double
Man.
popped again.
Double pop.
It was amazing.
Yeah, this is crazy. I didn't know this was physiologically possible.
Yeah,
That
poppable.
Is there like a liquid that comes out when you get your chakras popped? I think I'm bleeding out.
Listen, if there is, this is when we'll find out.
This is what experiments are for.
This is how the ooze and Ninja Turtles was created.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. So definitely a third eye chakra popped
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Ace, keep it moving.
All right, we are to the crown chakra.
Woo!
We made it.
Hell yeah.
So Cody, what's one thing you can't give up and why? And what would giving it up mean?
Oh. Man. So this was also another one. I'm like, there's a bunch of stuff, but a lot of the stuff I could give up, and I know I probably will. Like, I guess so. I want to say something like kind of broad, but also like it would be because I'm not even comedy though, because I feel like I could do something else besides comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Entertainment, I think, is some like being entertaining to some degree throughout my entire life. Like, even if it's like I'm old fart, I got grandchildren. Like, oh, he plays, he grab like he'll grab a harmonica.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. Like, just like trying to entertain people around me, making people laugh or whatever it is. Making people laugh is just what I try to do the most.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a guy who just hits on a bunch of girls and then gets. It's like,
Yeah.
that's what I realized. I'm like, is that fucking? I thought it was funny, but it turns out I'm just like shooting blank.
Yeah.
Got one. I'm fucking hilarious. So I want to be. So that's how I see myself, like kind of getting out of comedy. I'm like, well, dude, you've been trying to just focus on being funny your whole life. It's kind of hard to know what you're serious about. But I could see myself making a transition into like a saxophone or something, some music shit. Or,
Long hair.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that is like of all the instruments he could have named.
Yes.
For sure, that is the long hair.
It was actually a digital saxophone. I don't know if that makes it worse or.
Oh my god.
More head on.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe even like put it up in a bun.
yeah.
gotta.
Only when he's gonna go hard.
I guess I probably would have to, otherwise I get my like hair caught on one of the fucking buttons.
Yeah.
Because you gotta like whip it around, dude, right?
Kenny G.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
He does just fine
yeah.
with his long hair. Well, actually, he has short hair now.
I know.
Isn't that
I know.
crazy?
Yeah.
It's so wild.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's why. It's like, dude, I just gotta bring it to the next level with this accent.
Yeah.
You saw me with the hair.
Yeah. Man, I can't get into it now because we just don't have the time. But
Don't get him started.
Kenny G is the man.
Yeah.
He is like, in every way you can think of, he is absolutely the man. He is mastered. So he's been like a millionaire musician for the majority of his life, like from like early on.
Piece of cake.
Right? That financial freedom has allowed him to pursue the mastery of all things. Kenny G is like a master golfer, a master baker, a master painter. He's good with nunchucks. Like Kenny G is just the fucking man.
I want to do that.
Right?
I want money.
Dude, Kenny,
Is that what all? What do you think? You think you get that? You get that amount of money? You'd be a guy like that.
Even if my bank I had those Kenny G's.
If you had Kenny G money at the age he had it, you'd probably be further along than Kenny G is now.
Man, I'd probably be. I don't know if he's mastered
or you'd be dead.
origami.
You'd probably do something fucking nuts.
Or that.
Yeah.
Or definitely that. Man, Cody, that was it. How do you feel, man?
Dude, I feel enlightened.
Yeah, we got one.
Yes.
Hell yeah! Thank God.
Yeah.
We popped so many chakras. Yeah, and we didn't.
I see the light.
Oh, those are the
No,
studio
God.
lights.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, we need those. So
Yeah.
people can-
Don't go into that one.
yeah, no, we can't afford to replace those. But dude, we didn't even ask you. Do you have time to stick around for the Patreon?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, thank you so much. And I wish I would have. I gotta start telling people ahead of time that
Yes.
there's a Patreon as well. Also, $1, by the way, gets you all of our exclusive content on our Patreon if you decide to sign up for our Patreon. But if you're already on Rockfin, you can get all of our exclusive content just from being a member of the premium version of Rockfin. And if you are thinking about joining a podcast network, you can join through our channel.
Yes.
And then
come with
we
us.
get credit for that.
Yeah.
So, also, Cody has a pretty fun game. Tell them about your game show.
Yeah, so I just started this game show called Take a Rip. It's the ganja game show made for stoners by stoners. It's retarded, but I'm the host, Bong Barker. It's gonna be like a live show. I want to make it like Price is Right, so you could buy tickets, come to the show. You could possibly be called up to do like you spin from a wheel, you smoke. We have crazy games. We made inventions of smoking apparatuses, and you win like grand prize. So it's called Take a Rip, or like at Ganja Game Show on YouTube. Take a fucking look and see if you guys are into that.
Hell yeah, definitely check that out. And all right, follow us into the Patreon or the premium section of Rockfin.
Yes.
Hell yeah, we love you guys, and we are out.
Night.